What the hell has happened? Where's all my stuff?
Didn't you say put it away?
We're starting the show now. We
Now?
record. We do 2 shows in one hit. That's a trade secret. Where's my stuff? Why is the camera on a slant? Why aren't you wearing any pants?
I mean, all of these things seemed insignificant 40 seconds ago.
We're Hack the Dino. This is our gaming cast. Usually, if you're watching on the video version over at hackthedino.com or youtube.com/hackthedino or on twitch.tv/hackthedino, we usually have a grand diorama of stuff set up on our table. But if you're listening to the podcast right now, you can imagine an empty table full of nothing except my shattered hopes and dreams because Floppy's scarpered off with all my valuable items of goodness and joy. You've stolen my joy, Floppy.
Half of them were you never had joy.
That's true. I lost it back in the war. True story. Do you know a war killed my father? That's why I hate them. I swear vengeance on wars. Anyway, I'm Ben Rosenthal, one of your co-hosts here, and I am joined by the item stealer, Floppy Starrick. Floppy, where's my stuff?
It's safe.
Where?
Yes.
Good. Anto's also here.
I am also here. Hello.
Anto, why didn't you guard my stuff?
I was in the bathroom. I got no excuses.
I think that is an excuse, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Is this
it
an
a
elaborate... Did you give Anto my stuff for him to smuggle out through the pipes of the plum?
No.
The pipes of the plum? Are you sure?
Yes.
Because you know my penchant for Mario, and it'd be just like you to rub my nose in it by smuggling out all my stuff through a plumbing system, knowing that Mario is indeed a plumber.
Well, that does... Now that you say that, you're a great person to have it around after an emergency.
Why?
Well, because you come up with the best stuff later.
Huh?
Like, I would have loved to have known that beforehand.
Before what?
Yeah, it would have made it easier to take your... not take your stuff if we had a plan like that.
Yeah.
Well, what was your plan?
We didn't have one.
There is.
I think it's quite obvious we don't have a plan, but what was your plan?
Well, it was to... It's in my pants.
I knew it. There's so much space there. Welcome back to Hack the Dino, the most fun you can have with your pants. That's our slogan. That's our new slogan. Congratulations. You were here for our new slogan. Hack the Dino Gaming Cast, the most fun you can have with your pants and other people's pants.
Whoa.
So, Floppy.
Yes, mate.
I have in my hand something.
I'm not falling for that again.
I said it was the most fun you can have with your pants. I have in my hand the GB emulator.
Yes, I've seen you use this. I think we even played the Floppy game on it.
We did indeed. So basically, it's from Epilogue, a subsidiary of Analog, I think. Or I might be wrong. But this is the...
I think we're a separate company.
Okay, well, they're a separate company. All right. So let's ignore that. And let's talk about Analog, who do something very similar to Epilogue. Pretty much what they've released is a way for you to plug in an adapter and put... So this one I have in my hands now is a little transparent cube that you plug into your computer and you can play your Game Boy games onto your computer and stream, which is what I've done with Pokemon Red and Blue before.
Yes.
But they have brought out a number of different things that you can plug into this. So one of them you can plug in and then put PC Engine games in it and play PC Engine games through it. Another one's Atari games, like Atari Jaguar and blah, 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 blah.
Game Gear and stuff like that?
Yes, all those ones. You can buy these separate cards and slot them in. Now, they've also announced, like this, little device, little cube device that you plug in, that can play Super Nintendo and NES games. You will be able to plug your old Super Nintendo games and your NES games straight into one of these devices and play it on your PC.
Huh.
I think that's extremely cool.
That is very cool. I can do that with my Retron 5. Can I?
You probably could, but Retron 5s I don't know for sure.
It would not be as easy as this thing, though. That sounds very, very
This is literally,
user-friendly.
it has one cord.
Yeah, that's very user-friendly.
Plug and play.
That's very user-friendly. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I like that the adapter will be like 4 times the size of the actual unit.
Yeah. But yeah, just something to bring to your attention. I was going to have a website up that you can go to and have a look at it, but that would include me being prepared for the show, and we all know that that's not how it goes. So that's the GB operator. We can see it on screen now.
What do they go for? How much? Do they have the camera
50
attached to
US.
it?
50 US. No, so that's the Game Boy camera. So Michael Towns sent me a tweet over on Twitter and asked for us one show to plug in the Game Boy camera
Yeah.
and have it just on the desk streaming through one of the things, which we probably can do. Maybe one show we'll have Anto instead of the webcam. We'll put you on the Game Boy camera.
I mean, we can try and get it working for sure.
I reckon it'll
I
work
think that would sound amazing. That pixelated.
Yep.
So good.
So Anto, that website you were on just before,
Yes, the analog website.
the analog website, this is what I was talking about. If you scroll down quickly, so the Pocket pre-order is the ones that plug into your analog, your Game Boy. That's where I've got mixed up. It was the Game Boy re-release that sold out.
Right.
But yeah, they're releasing Super Nintendo and Mega Drive ones. And you can also, if you scroll down the Super Nintendo one, you can get like different colors. They have a clear one, and it looks amazing. You see it flash up there?
Yeah, I saw it.
Doesn't it look rad?
I'm always perplexed as to why the grey and purple was ever a thing. I don't get it.
The purple and grey release was just
It was North America, wasn't it?
Yep.
the US market. I think they wanted to like try and avoid it looking like a toy for some reason.
Yeah, it looked ugly. Ugly as hell. Hello to all our American listeners who make up.
You have
a lot
my
of them.
sympathies. I'm sorry you got the worst one.
Yep, they really did. I've got one of them, by the way.
I know you do.
It's just in there. Floppy,
Yes, mate.
the Super Nintendo came out in 1996, I believe. Around then?
I'm going to go. No. it
No,
wasn't-
earlier,
no, it was
92.
earlier,
It
wasn't
was
it?
92.
91.
91.
91.
There you go. 96 was the Nintendo
PlayStation.
64. Anyway,
Yes.
4 years after 1996,
There was a shift in the millennium.
there was the Y2K bug.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep,
Do you remember where you were when it went over to 2000?
I do. I was on a balcony with my then girlfriend, and as the clock chimed off, I went, hey, 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 and then she went, oh, I'm going to go in with my parents, and left me out on the balcony by myself.
And like every New Year's Eve since.
Don't care. It's fine.
I was at the Falls Festival
Oh,
in Torquay, I think. It got moved from Torquay. It was in Lorne. And the Violent Femmes were counting down to the year 2000 for us.
damn.
And didn't have a mobile phone or anything at the time, so we were wondering what happens when we drive back a few days later, if everything was going to be working or not.
Remember, like, everyone was just really
Really
worried.
wigging out, worrying if computers were going to work.
Even at that, like, well, we've got to... Even more than that, people thought like computers were going to blow up or become sentient and start killing us, and
I
we
was
wouldn't be able to get food. And
All I heard was that they'd never accounted for the years clicking over to that.
so I did think it was 1900 as opposed to 2000.
Yeah, and it was just going to throw everything out of whack and wasn't going to work. But, it didn't. We got
No, it didn't at all. It was an absolute joke. Anyway, what else
Anyway.
was a joke in the noughties?
So the Noughties. The Noughties is what it was called. The 80s, 90s, Noughties. I don't like that, but it is what it is. So tonight we're looking at Games of the Year through the decades, the Noughties edition.
Ooh.
I hear you say. Starting off with, obviously, the hit of the millennium, the year 2000, Game of the Year, the year 2000. Have you had a look at this list, Ben?
Briefly.
Just
But-
had a look at it then? Okay, I was going to see if you could guess.
all right, well, I'll guess the other ones.
Okay, cool. This one, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, PS1. What a cracker. You would have played this, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. This was unreal. So this
That was
came
Crazy
out-
Taxi. I know.
Yeah, I
I
was
know.
I
gonna
know what
say.
you're doing.
But still, you got the point. It was a good joke.
PS1, Windows, Dreamcast. What else did I put? Was it?
Game Boy Advance.
Thank you, Game Boy Advance. Considered one of the greatest games of all
Engage.
time. It used the same engine as the first game, but it improved on graphics.
As sequels often do.
Yeah, it improved on gameplay. It introduced manuals, which mean you could now combine tricks from one, say, vert ramp through to a tabletop or off of a grind. It means you could come off of a trick and manual, which is like balancing on either your front wheels or your back wheels, and keep that combo going. So if you could get really good at combos, or really good at manuals, you could just combo through an entire session. It was unreal. So the cash rewards you got was just like amplified. It was ridiculous.
Is this the one where you could unlock Solid Snake and Spider-Man?
I think Spider-Man was the first one.
I think you guys are thinking of Tony Hawk's Underground.
Oh.
No, I reckon. No, it didn't. I'm pretty sure that first Tony Hawk's had Spider-Man. I reckon. But yeah, this had career play, it had free play, multiplayer, had a course editor so you could create your own courses. That was really cool. I spent a lot of time doing that. And also, of course, known for its just absolutely banging soundtrack. which got mostly recreated on the remake for PS4 and Xbox One. I think there was a couple of songs that were missing, totally just due to licensing. The secret tapes on each level. Remember, each level you had to get like a secret tape. You had to get the words or the letters for the word skate. And there was like a list of achievements that you had to do as well.
So the hidden characters were... can't find them. Doom Guy?
Doom Guy?
Darth Maul?
Which game is this in?
I don't know. I think this just lists all of them. Hang on, I'll click on this one.
You would have played this, wouldn't you, Ant?
I played a heck of a lot of this.
Yeah.
I think this was... Specifically, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 was like the video game that got my younger brother into video games because he was really into skateboarding at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, we spent a lot of time playing this. It was like, I think the first time I remember him being better at a video game than I was.
It was such a good game.
So if you had the official Korean version,
Yes.
you could unlock Lee Ho-ri, Ok Ju-hyun, Lee Jin, and Soo Young-ri,
Okay.
who were the Fin KL band singers.
Okay.
In every other version, you could unlock Trixie, Mindy, Private Carrera,
Yeah.
Officer Dick, and Spider-Man.
Yeah. So that was in number 2?
Yes, number 2.
All right. I remember doing that. I unlocked Spider-Man. I can't remember what you had to do to unlock him, but I did it. I remember playing this and being like, this is the pinnacle of realistic skateboarding games. Because like everyone can do that, jump up onto a flagpole and then grind your way along the sign. Yeah, just what a time. I'm going to say there's not many people out there that didn't play this. Would you agree?
I'd agree. I mean, it was very much a institution back then as well.
It was.
I think back in 2000, I was still playing like Majora's Mask. So, I mean, I didn't play it a whole bunch, but definitely heard about it. It's majority of people grew up on this game as well.
Yeah.
That's why the remake was so well received and so popular.
And these games were better than that number 5 when they came out. Like,
Yeah,
think it
let's
was-
not talk about 5.
no, we don't.
That just wasn't a good time.
I can hear the music in my head as I'm watching this too. It's so good.
I have a question for you regarding the music from this game.
Yes.
Because as we famously talked about previously and
I don't hear music
have
in
since
games.
changed the game we play at the end of the show, do you remember songs from this that you hadn't heard prior to playing this because they're not just video game songs?
Yes.
Or is it just...
No. I remember songs that I heard from this. But I'm putting it down to purely the sheer amount of this that I played over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fine.
And you would, like, because you would redo the level so, like, often, so you might start again and you might start again. If you're trying to get, like, a perfect run and you miss it, you just immediately restart and you
Yeah.
get the same song again. So, like, I would literally just put it on replay in my head.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
Cool. So what was 2001?
2001, so would you like to have a guess? Have a gander?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
I'll give you a clue.
Yep.
It was a Microsoft game.
I know what it was.
2001, Halo 2? No?
Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh,
First
wow.
one.
Cool. There you go.
First Halo. Even if you didn't have an Xbox, you knew what Halo was. Halo, Xbox genre-defining game, if ever there was one. It overtook GoldenEye as the multiplayer shooter to play. It became the first-person shooter that everyone wanted to be able to emulate. So not emulate as in pirate, but everyone made a first-person shooter that had a story like Halo. It had cutscenes that were cinematic, and it was just awesome. Praised for its excellent story, innovative weapon controls. You could throw grenades while still handling your weapon.
This was one of the first truly, I think, cinematic games.
Yeah. So it was a first-person shooter that wasn't just a war or a space shooter up with aliens. It actually had story and it had content in it.
Well, the fact that you wake up, you're woken up from stasis or whatever it is, and you're running through the corridor of the ship, getting to know the ship while you're trying to escape,
the
and
ship.
it's being attacked. No, it was really cool. I actually played this probably a year or so ago on my Xbox when I got it.
Same.
That was a fun time.
And it holds up. Like I know that the one that I played was an updated version recently.
I played the actual original one.
So when I first played this, I never played through the story because I was at a mate's house. He had an Xbox. We played multiplayer.
Yep.
No, was that number 2?
Well, I remember my friend had
Might have been number two.
I told
Must be number two.
told this story a couple of times. You may have heard it. But King Kaiju had a chipped Xbox.
Yes.
And we used to take, all the Xboxes and link them all up together and have, 12...
LAN party.
Yeah, 12-person LAN party Halo. But because he had a chipped Xbox, it meant that with a hard drive, extended hard drive, they could go on higher games, put them in, rip the game, and then it'd be on there forever.
Yes.
Amazing back when you're like, 16, 17 years old.
Oh, that was the best thing ever.
So I still remember going there for one of his parties, and we all went out to different... This is when video game stores still existed. Sorry, rental places.
Rental properties.
Yeah.
Blockbusters.
Yeah, they used to exist as well. Not nowadays. And we would each go to one, pick a game, bring it back, rip it, then take it back to that store and go, oh, this doesn't work. Can we just get another one? And they'd go, yeah, right, whatever. Get that, rip it, take it back, and just go, oh, no, look, don't worry about it. Can we just get our money back? Get our money back after getting...
Got 3 free games.
And then we go to a different one and do that. And we ended up just ripping all these games onto his Xbox and playing them all night. Man, remember when you had...
And that's why Blockbuster went out of business, ladies and gentlemen.
Not Netflix. I remember when I had the ability as a young person to actually stay up and play video games all night.
Yeah. Oh, look at that warthog.
Oh. Anto, what are your Halo memories?
I don't have many from launch, because when this came out, I was busy playing Metroid Prime. I played Halo for the first time maybe 2 or 3 years after it came out. Because my console of that generation was the GameCube, so I didn't get an Xbox till at least a couple of years later. I have fonder memories of 2 than this one, but I think story-wise and campaign-wise, Halo 1 is better than Halo 2, but 2 is better for multiplayer.
Man, look at these graphics. I do not mind my graphics looking like this. This looks great. No. I'm quite happy with this.
I think a lot of people probably are with you on that one, Anto. But like, this is the one that that started everything. This was the one that came out and immediately planted itself as a flagship series for Xbox, even before it had a sequel.
It's fair to say this game is the reason the Xbox succeeded as a platform.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
So leaving that one behind, coming to 2003.
Yeah.
2002.
Now,
something that just confused me.
Yeah.
2002 Game of the Year, Metroid Prime.
I was going to say, didn't that come out 2002? Because I distinctively remember playing it.
Well, this is my point. Like, I didn't play this because I didn't have an Xbox, and I was busy, subsequent years playing Metroid Prime. That's
okay. So you mean later on when everyone else had caught on?
Everyone had ranted about this, but I was playing other stuff.
I'm going to get you to talk about this. I'll go through it because you'll have more memories of this, having this said that you just played the heck out of it. But yeah, it came out on the GameCube. It was the 5th game in the series, and correct me if I'm wrong, first to use the 3D graphics with a first-person perspective?
It was the first 3D one. It wasn't the 5th game chronologically. It was the 5th one released.
Yep.
Yes.
So where does Prime go in the canon of the series?
I think the jury is kind of still out.
Between 1 and 2, right?
Is it? I thought it was a split.
It's either a prequel entirely... or it's set between 1 and 2, as Floppy
I've
suggested.
heard between 1 and 2.
Oh, see, I was always under the understanding that it was sort of like a side mission and wasn't necessarily on the main storyline. It was
do you remember that DVD I gave you last show?
DVD? Oh, a couple
bonus
of shows
Nintendo
back.
promo thing?
Yeah, I haven't
That's
watched
got a Metroid timeline on it.
Oh,
there you go.
And I'm pretty sure... I think everyone is saying between 1 and 2, and I that sounds correct.
Okay.
But yeah.
Interesting fact I found, though. Because exploration took precedence over combat, Nintendo marketed it as a first-person adventure, not first-person shooter.
Well, it's because they copped from memory a lot of flack because, hold on to your butts, but back then...
Nintendo didn't like stuff?
No. Even more surprising. Back then, when people changed something that was beloved... and they took a chance.
Glad no one does that anymore.
People got really angry and really came down hard on Nintendo. I remember this vividly because I remember thinking, so what? It's not a side-scroller. Who gives a crap? But yeah, people were furious, much like Wind Waker. How dare they change? How dare they not have a grown-up, adult-looking Link who's all serious? And it's the best game of the series.
One thing I did read about this as well was that they introduced a hint system during the game that allowed players to progress if they were stuck.
If you spend a little bit too long before you get to the next objective, which you didn't have an objective list or anything, it's just, the game obviously knew what you had to do next to progress. It would put a little prompt up, and it would say your ship is telling you, hey, there's weird signals coming from this area of the map. You should head in this direction.
That's really cool. That's
super
dad
cool.
mode.
Yeah. It's not too intrusive either. It's not like...
I think they learnt their lesson from, hey, listen!
Very much that. But I think, there are some games that have done like hint systems or, help the player out mechanics like Dead Space. As much as I love Dead Space, the fact that you could just press one of the sticks in and it would show you exactly where you needed to go every step of the way of the game.
That's my kind of jam.
It's a little bit too easy.
See, again, I still think these graphics look freaking amazing.
Yeah, that looks great.
Oh, man, I want to play this.
I got this recently thanks to Anto.
Yeah, I've got it as well, sitting in my collection there. In fact, I think I've got all
Game
three
Boy
of them.
Dad in the chat is like, I kind of want to play Prime now. We all do, mate. Don't worry.
We're all sitting there going, oh, yeah, this is a great game.
Such a good-looking like HUD as well.
It's not intrusive. Makes it feel like you are actually in that helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great game.
I would recommend to most people who have the option of playing Metroid Prime, play the GameCube version, because as nice as the Wii version looks comparatively,
Controls?
It's upscaled to 480p or whatever. I personally am a big believer that Metroid Prime 1 and 2 specifically were made and feel the best with the GameCube controller as your method of interfacing.
Isn't the
with
trilogy on Wii super expensive now?
it is very expensive now because it had
Yeah.
a very low print run. But yeah, play 1 and 2 with a GameCube controller unless you want the game to be easier, because the difficulty was tuned down in the Wii re-releases.
Oh, that is a compelling point.
Why?
Because
Why would you do
I
that?
like easy stuff that I can finish.
No, but like, why would they tone
Did
down?
people complain, did they?
I don't think it's that people complained. I think it's because they released it on the Wii, which had a much, much, much more casual audience.
So they
Right.
made it a little more
So they didn't want people to get stuck.
Palatable.
accessible.
Yeah, they wanted to make it more accessible to their massively broad audience all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't know. The only memories I can really attest to are that I spent far too long playing this game. I was blown away by how it looked at the time. Like, I still think even now this is one of the better looking games in this generation. Yeah. I'm not going to say too much because I will go into spoilers and I don't want to. But yeah, everyone should go and play it. And fun fact, Samus in this is voiced by Jennifer Hale, Commander Shepard, and the new actress for Bayonetta.
Sorry,
Ben is dying.
choking on imaginary hot dog.
No, it was a drink.
Drink.
You poisoned
Sorry, I poisoned the drink. There you go.
Be sure to check out youtube.com/hackthedino to see my fantastic miming skills.
Or just his miming skills. You know what? Why haven't they done a mini-series or a Netflix series or a movie or a TV show of this?
It's coming.
Is it actually?
It will be. Like, they've created
No,
Nintendo
but
Studios.
When you're saying that, like, are you saying it's actually been?
It's
a thing?
it's on their plan. They've created Nintendo Studios they're very confident with the Mario movie that's coming out. I think they've put the bad taste of The Wizard and
Hey, don't you talk about that piece,
bad.
that masterpiece like that. Christian Slater at his best.
the original Mario Brothers and Captain N. I think they've put all that sort of stuff behind them. I think
what
now
Captain
they're
N is.
feeling. You don't know what Captain N is? It was a high school jock who got a
Was
Nintendo.
it the red t-shirt?
Yeah, with the
I
flak
know.
jacket and the zapper, and he went.
Sorry, I maybe have just expelled that from my memory.
Quite rightly so. Anyway, they feel confident now. I dare say the next one that's going to come is either going to be a Zelda or it's going to be a Metroid. I would say Metroid would probably be the safer bet than Zelda.
Absolutely, because I think Zelda is too. The possibility of having a toxic fan base is a little
Plus,
too...
they've already had Brie Larson go, I will play Samus for free. Please just hire me.
Oh,
and you know
that'd
what?
be amazing.
Brie Larson as Samus would be freaking awesome.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Anto looks like he disagrees.
I'm just thinking about the logistics of either a Metroid or a Zelda TV show, and I think Metroid's a better fit due to the whole, go
Bounty
to any
hunter?
planet in the galaxy kind of thing. Zelda might run into the issue of, we've got a lot of high fantasy stuff happening, like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, or whatever it's called. There's a lot of... The market for, fantasy TV is probably a little oversaturated at the moment with Rings of Power and everything that's out as well.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So let's watch Andor and the other classic Star Wars series in which bounty hunters go around from planet to planet trying to complete objectives.
See, now Ben's just going to kick me out of the house because, honestly, I don't care.
That's all right. I
I'd
don't
watch
care about...
Metroid over Star Wars, but that's me, so...
I'm not going to kick you out of the house. Anyway, what's 2003?
Not until after the show.
Yeah.
2003. One that we've spoke about a few times on the show, and I believe we spoke about it last show, is another Xbox game and PC game, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Game of the year for 2003.
Sorry, when did Wind Waker come out? I thought that was 2003.
I think Wind Waker was 2003 as well, yeah.
Huh.
Are you wondering why it's not on this list?
I am.
Well,
I don't know. I haven't checked the rest of the list. I just saw
'cause of
2003 and thought, oh,
Star
Wind
Wars
Waker.
Knights of the Old Republic? Like,
December 2002.
Oh. I'd probably say it's better than Metroid Prime, but
Yeah, disagree.
I was going, what was awarded Game of the Year?
well, they were wrong.
Well, having said that, there's, like I've said in previous ones, there is many different lists for Games of the Year, as lots of different publications or sites awarded their own. So I went through and cherry-picked.
Okay.
And not that I have anything against Wind Waker, it was the first Zelda game I owned.
Good game.
It was
good
gifted
game.
to me by my children for Christmas on GameCube.
Great game. Played
Too
it?
kiddie for me.
Yes, I have.
Did you enjoy it? Did you finish it?
I did. No, I didn't finish it. I've got to get back to finishing it. I moved house.
Seems to be a theme with some Zelda games. You get up to the final boss, and the final boss is just a cakewalk. Like Breath of the Wild. Ganon and Breath of the Wild was just like,
I never finished that one either.
yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. So we've spoken about this a few times. So it came out on Xbox, original Xbox, came out on Windows. It's set 4,000 years before the films. Was canon back then, not now. Hopefully, again, to be made canon. It's an RPG where you play as a Jedi set to defeat Darth Malak. Freedom of choice was a really big deal in this, even if it seems like it didn't have much choice based on games nowadays with custom character creation and stuff like that. But you got to pick your starting class, so you're a scout, soldier, or a scoundrel, and they all had different attributes as well. You can see character creation on the screen right now. You got to use light and dark side points to align your character with either side of the Force. And then the story is still regarded as like a masterpiece. And we were getting a remake, then we weren't getting a remake, then we were getting a remake again. There's been rumours forever about a TV show or a movie based on this from way back in the day.
Weren't people thinking that Jedi Survivor may have a link to this?
I think I said that.
Yeah?
Because there's a character in Jedi Survivor. Just a moment in the trailer, I was like, that could be Darth Revan. That would be really cool. So yeah, this thing took Star Wars people by storm for its sheer storytelling, the complexity of the story, how cool it was, although it seems a little bit trivial now, the choice and consequence that you had back then, which was a lot for back then, not so much compared to nowadays, but
the morality
maybe
system.
we wouldn't have what we had now if
Was
it wasn't
this
for things like this.
One of the first games where it had that morality system where you chose?
It's one of the first ones I knew about.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if there were other ones that were around the same time that had stuff like that.
Let's say it
was
is.
definitely one of the ones that I knew of.
Yeah.
Or the one that I knew of that was like you could change your character. There was different endings based on how you played the game with your character and whether you became good or bad.
I think I don't know or have any like sort of personal memory or attachment to this one, but pretty sure this was made by BioWare, who went on
Yes,
to do Dragon
definitely.
Age, Mass Effect, and
Definitely
they had
was.
similar systems where you had like a good or an evil gauge or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think this sort of started the trend. I don't remember a game prior to this having anything like that, but again, I was like 12 when this came out. So
Right. 12.
Next.
12.
Yeah, let's leave that there.
Owned a house and had 2 children when this came out. 2004, so we're nearly halfway through the Noughties. What was that?
sorry, I just realized I was broadcasting like the entire run sheet and a bunch of stuff to everyone.
I love those moments. So this is one that I've never played. Funnily enough, I will say I know Dan, former host, was a huge fan. Probably still is.
Yep.
A huge fan. Ben, have you ever played this one?
I've not. I've played Half-Life 1.
Okay, so we're talking about Half-Life 2. Came out 2004 on the PC, developed by Valve, to be released on Steam. I didn't know Steam was a thing back then.
Well, Steam was theirs. They made it.
Oh, I know.
They released, I think Half-Life 2 was their flagship game that they released.
I didn't realize Steam was from so far back.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that until I was doing this. So this combines shooting, puzzles.
Incidentally, I kind of want a Steam Deck.
Of course you do.
I'm looking at them going, oh,
I
that's
also
right.
kind of want a Steam Deck, and it's for a very obvious reason if you listen to anything I've said from the beginning of the show onwards.
Yes. But yes, they used the Havoc physics engine, which simulated real-world physics and supplied more detailed character models and such. This was awarded an 11 out of 10 by Maxim PC.
Jesus Christ, guys, you can't do that. I mean, I understand. It's
It's a made-up number. It doesn't actually mean anything. It's subjective. So
well, it means
they can do what they want.
110%.
Yeah.
So that's not a mathematical number that's
but
possible.
I mean, it's a subjective opinion of something anyway, so it can be whatever. That's why I don't look at reviews. But having said that, yeah, there we go. I did for this. But there you go. I would actually like to play these.
Play Black Mesa. So Black Mesa is a remake of 1 and 2 done by fans that got the blessing from Valve.
Oh, it actually got blessing
Yep,
from Valve.
yep,
Okay,
and they've released it on the Steam Deck.
because Dan played that one, didn't he?
Yeah, so it's the two games put together, brilliantly remastered by fans, and yeah, great game.
Well, there you go. When
Great
you get your
games.
Steam Deck, can I borrow it and play this?
Yeah, sure. You can be the first one that I loan something I own to, because I do that all
Ever.
the time. All the time.
Ever.
I used
Anto,
to. I was burnt.
Your
People steal
PC
shit.
at home could probably run this, Floppy.
Really?
Yeah.
The one. So, funny story. Ant and I were going to set up my PC that I've got at home, which I got a PC for free. I bought a hard drive for it. We hooked it up to TV and we thought, I'll stream my old Sierra adventure games from GOG on it. The other day we loaded up nothing but OBS, Space Quest 1, and I think Logitech for the camera.
Yep.
And here we go, improper fraction again for you. The CPU was working at about 110%. We wouldn't run anything.
Yeah, it got to a point where the CPU was so overloaded and the temperature on it was rising so quickly, the entire computer just broke and wouldn't do anything. Like, the mouse wouldn't even move, so we just shut it down with the mains power and went, okay, nope.
That was my PC.
I once had a PC blow up on me.
Oh, me too.
Like, turn it on and it just went,
Oh, I've never had that.
yeah, literally blow up. Anyway, Half-Life 2, good game.
Oh, yeah, Half-Life 2. There you go. 2005, Game of the Year. We've already talked about it today. Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. That one right there.
Game of the year, baby.
Fourth game in the series. First to introduce 3D person view. Moved away from the settings of the first three. The first three were obviously all set around Raccoon City and the Spencer Mansion. It redefined survival horror by emphasizing reflexes and like precision aiming, and achieved universal acclaim for its story, gameplay, graphics, voice acting, characters. Anto, you first played it on GameCube.
I did indeed.
Your thoughts? What did it leave with you? Had you played the original ones first?
No. So I didn't play Resident Evil 1 or 2 or 3, funnily enough.
So any of the originals?
No, this was probably my introduction to the series. Like, I knew those games existed. I knew loosely the plots and the story up to that point, because, like, as much as I didn't play them, I was interested.
Yeah.
But this, as I said earlier, this comfortably sits in my top 10 video games ever made.
Just looking at the bonus disc, I didn't realise that they were just mobs of like story catch-up of all the previous games.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to
It
sit
is
down and
cool.
watch them.
Yeah, it is cool. Have you? So you're not a big Resident Evil fan.
No, not really.
Would you ever play that?
That one, yeah, I've played it.
You have played it?
I've
Okay,
played
cool.
4. I've played
Would you ever play the early ones?
1. I played the GameCube remaster of 1. That's in there.
Okay.
I finished that actually.
Yeah.
Yep. That
That's
was.
pretty impressive because it's not the easiest game.
It's a long game. I played it with a friend of mine. That was around the time.
Did
so
you
around
play it with a walkthrough?
No.
Oh,
No,
man.
no, we were doing it. He and I, every day after school, would come home and we would have a game that we sat down and we would take it in turns finishing.
Yeah. Just like go through you get to a point and be swap controllers.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just that way. And that was the big one.
Level by level, life by life.
What?
That was so British. Level by level, life by life.
Oi, governor!
Wow.
That was also British.
But
And
Resident Evil
racist.
4. What a game. Can't wait for the remake. That's going to be sick. 2006, another one that I didn't play, but you can't not know about, was Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. So it came out on PC, Xbox 360, I think later the PS3. Continues the Elder Scrolls series as an open world RPG that allows the player to move freely around the map, completely bypassing the main story if desired. And I think this was the first time I'd heard about that. all while increasing your character's stats as you would in an RPG. Impressive graphics, huge world, schedule-driven NPCs, which I thought was an interesting little thing to introduce. And they added.
They introduced it.
I think so.
Wow, that's cool.
Or it was the first time it was really well
Hang
used.
on, no, I'd say Majora's Mask came out before this.
Yeah, no, you're right. Majora's Mask did it first.
Yep,
Right, well then I'll stand corrected. Maybe they just made it sort of commonplace here.
possibly.
Or it was something that they did that stood out. Had a really warm welcome, obviously.
Grey
And-
Fox.
I just saw that as well.
What was that?
Grey Fox is in this game.
Really?
Yeah, he just said Grey Fox.
Oh,
See?
Grey Fox. Yeah, I saw that.
There you go.
But there you go. Elder Scrolls 4,
There we go.
Oblivion, 2006. I had it in my head that this was older, but there you go. 2007 is something that I'm a huge fan of.
Ooh.
Yes, 2007, Bioshock. Original Bioshock.
Do you know what? Never played this. Still don't know the twist ending.
What?
Yep.
What?
And I'm determined to try and see how far I can go without learning what the twist
Or
ending
just
is.
play it and
Yeah,
get
just
before
play
it's-
it. It's so good.
It's
I mean, I
such a
could.
good game.
And you
It's
can
out on the
finish it
Switch.
in like 10 hours.
Yeah, it's not a notoriously hard game.
I don't know. I kind of like being like, yeah, I've never played it. Don't know what the
I've
Switch
got
is.
it on PS4. Play it on your PS5. It'll look fantastic as well. It's just a nice looking game. So Bioshock came out on PC and 360 to begin with. Came out PS3 later. And then has been re-released on Xbox One and PS4 as a collection with all three games. Beautiful visual design. I love really Art Deco underwater. I'm not going to say too much. Had an excellent narrative and a really sort of compelling gameplay that contributed to this becoming Game of the Year. It was a first-person shooter. The first-person shooter weapon element was accompanied by the fact that you could have powers as well, that you could alter. I don't know how much to say without ruining it for you. You could go in guns blazing or powers blazing, or you could go in stealthily as well. There was
All I'm going to say is lightning bolts and wrenches.
lightning bolts and wrenches, and replayability was high depending on how you interacted with certain people. Would that be a fair?
I think
way of
that's
putting it?
fair.
I think
Yeah,
it's a fair way of putting it. I really would be very excited to see what you thought of this.
I should probably stream it.
You should.
You should.
I would.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it is a really good game. Number one is just the design of the world that you're in. I say world, the city that you're in, is beautiful. It is even if you're not a fan of, say, Art Deco, it is beautiful. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave 2007. Two more to go. 2008. I think we knew that one of these was going to get on the list. Grand Theft Auto 4 came out on the PS3, 360, 2008. Took it by storm. It was the sixth main installment of Rockstar's GTA franchise. Had you controlling Nico, a war veteran in Liberty City. Here it is here on the PS3. You were attempting to escape your past while being under pressure from high-profile criminals. That's the part that it went straight to.
Who chose these videos?
Despite creating large amounts of controversy over its content, like the stuff we just saw, or the fact that you could drink drive in this. That's the thing that most people got hung up on, is the fact that you could drink drive.
Was this the hot coffee one as well?
No.
No?
That was San Andreas.
So I've only played one GTA game, and it was the very first one when it was a top-down
top-down.
isometric.
That was the first two.
Yeah, right.
The first two were top-down. 3 was the first one that went third person. This became the fastest-selling entertainment product in history at the time of its release.
And like number 5 is like the biggest selling or
Well, that's
most
'cause they
searched
just-
game or something.
It's just the biggest selling game, I think, because they keep selling it on every console.
Mm.
It's been released on PS3, 360, PS4, Xbox One, PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Last one of the Noughties, 2009.
Naughty.
Something that I'm pretty sure we have actually all played.
Nope.
Oh, God's sake, Ben.
I have, but I have a controversial opinion.
You don't. I know this is not your favourite. Uncharted 2: Among Thieves, released on the PS3. Obviously, it's a PlayStation franchise. It's one of their what's the word I'm looking for?
Flagship titles?
Flagship franchises for PlayStation or for Sony. Elaborate set pieces, great character design, excellent storytelling, technical innovation, and gameplay mechanics.
He looks nothing like Tom Holland.
This was a shoo-in for Game of the Year the moment it was released. It was Indiana Jones meets Tomb Raider. meets James Bond. It was everything that it needed to be able to capture an audience. Naughty Dog Game Engine 2 allowed them to have real-time moving environments for the first time and more realistic textures. It also used, as I think it was the first one that I know of, that it used all 25 gigs of the Blu-ray that it was printed on.
Wow.
The entire Blu-ray. And that was a lot to do with the environments that you see and that removing there weren't a static background or anything like that. But what a scene. Opening scenes there.
That's really well written. Really, really well.
Yeah.
Dude, it is a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
These are what I like to call, they're like treats as far as video games go. Like you can sit down, play them for a few minutes or a few hours, and just have a good time no matter what you do in them.
Yeah.
They're just fun. But my personal opinion is that I think the first one sticks for landing better than the second.
I think the second one technically is like...
It's technically more impressive, I will admit.
Correct.
I just think in terms of like plot and pacing, the first one does more for me than the second one does. This is still like a solid 9.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a few things I thought about the story that made me go, maybe not by the end.
In our live chat, Game Boy Dad has asked where to play Uncharted. Where should I start? Dude, just start at number 1.
Yeah.
It is a great story that just goes through 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you really want, jump on the Vita and play Golden Abyss as well.
Just watch the film. The film's
Or
just as
just
good.
watch the film with Tom Holland.
Yep. Christopher Nolan's in it. He's on a beach.
Not Christopher Nolan.
No?
That's a director of a few movies.
That's right.
You
Nolan
mean
North.
Nolan North?
All the Nolans are there. They're having
Nolan
a
North,
party. They're playing beach cricket.
If you haven't watched the Uncharted film, Nolan North, the voice actor for Nathan Drake, has a role in the film just as a bystander.
That's pretty cool.
And it was a really good little cameo too. It was actually really well done. I didn't pick him because I didn't... Well, no, I picked him from his voice, not because of what he looks like. I don't actually watch...
Because he's a voice actor?
Yeah, he's a voice actor. I don't see it. But yeah, as soon as he spoke, I was like, holy shit. This is probably Nathan Drake. But yeah, there we go. That is the Game of the Year through the decades Noughties edition.
Do you know what is naughty? Spending too much money and not getting these deals.
Are we supposed to have a...
Sorry, I had to look down and think, do I have a button for this?
All right, so deals. Free games and deals. So on the Switch this week. And now, was this Arcane?
Akane.
Arcane?
Why is it Akane?
I don't know.
Are you just making it up?
No,
How do you know it's Akane?
because I've heard it said that way.
Who said it? I want
think the
names, I want
guys
numbers, I
doing
want
the trailer
locations.
for it.
Already at $7.50, it's a bargain, but it's on special now for $1.50.
Yeah, cool game.
A high-paced twin-stick shooter action.
Yep.
Shoot 'em up. Very stylish, very satisfying. Ben, have you played this or you?
I own this.
own it?
It's basically you keep going until you die, and the horde. It's just horde mode, isometric, top down, twin stick, and
you upgrade or anything?
Yeah. But you just keep going until you die.
Sounds
It's
like a great
great.
time. $1.50. Who's not going to get that for
It's
$1.50?
well worth the $1.50.
Next one was one that Anto chirped in on. Roombo First Blood. Play as a home defending murder Roomba. Take out home invaders and clean up the mess to not get caught. From $7.50 as well, down to $2. So obviously it's a play on Rambo First Blood, but with a Roomba.
I like it. I like
I-
how cutesy it
Oh!
is, and then you just like.
It's
like
so
the-
good.
I
Killing
love the
people.
ragdoll physics. I love any ragdoll physics when they just thrown against walls, like human fall flat and stuff like that.
That's great.
Oh!
Yeah,
For those
this is
listening, we just watched a person get eviscerated by a ceiling fan.
This is a really good time. Like anyone who is a fan of Metal Gear,
Say it properly.
Human Fall Flat,
Metal Gear.
anything like
Yeah.
that has a stealth or physics-based element, this is going to be right up your alley. It's you just play as a murder robot killing burglars.
Murder robot.
Wish
It's
I was a
great.
murder robot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Over on the PlayStation this week, you can get your Spyro Reignited trilogy. So it's 3 games: Spyro 1, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and 3, Year of the Dragon, all in one package. Instead of $70, you can get it for $24.50.
Pretty good.
That's 3 games for $24.
Pretty good.
That's like $8 each.
That's a good
And look
price.
how good are the Spyro games. Look at them.
Yeah.
I know Coda's a massive Spyro fan.
Huge fan.
Massive.
This is-
tattoos?
These, she's got Spyro like on this portion of her arm. It's pretty cool. These are her comfort games. Like she's played them so much she could speedrun them if she wanted to. I think it took her something like 12 hours to get 120% on the first game when this first came out.
120%, Ben.
Stop breaking physics.
That's not physics,
It's not
that's
physics,
maths.
it's math.
Physics is maths.
Maths is physics. Also out on the PlayStation, if you're up for a little bit of first-person shoot-em-ups, Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. So you get them as a double pack. Normally $175, down to $44. So that's 2 full games. Far Cry 5 is the gold edition with all the DLC, and Far Cry New Dawn is the deluxe edition. Like, these games look pretty. They're good fun. If you like the Far Cry games, that is a wicked deal. A lot of content. You can play that for ages. And they do. They look really impressive.
They do.
Cool. Over on Game Pass, coming to Game Pass this month, the one that's already out, so it launched on the 18th of October, A Plague Tale Requiem.
A friend of mine is playing this on his super duper supercomputer.
Oh, he's got a super duper, he's a megalomaniac.
Oh, yeah. He said, it's more of the same, but boy, does it look pretty.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Dan was really taken with the first one, wasn't he?
He was.
I really should get into that and play that. Also, out today,
Ba-dum-bum. Boop, boom, boom.
Persona 5 Royal on the Switch. Sorry, on the Xbox Game Pass. on the Switch.
Words and anime hair.
There you go.
Do. That's
I'm
the
sure
song.
there's reasons to play this. I can't play them.
Yeah,
I've tried.
Freaking, I love it. So cool.
Dylan-
So cool. Just
Dylan
watch
the
the
villain.
anime. Get Crunchyroll.
Yeah, just watch the
anime.
show. Like,
Show's
honestly.
fantastic. Same vibe.
All right.
Yeah, really cool. Fantastic.
There you go. That's it for deals this week.
Do you know what it's time for now?
Quiz on your face.
You're ready for quiz?
trying to change the name.
It's my game. I can call it whatever I want.
It's my game. I'll do what I want.
It's our
Exactly.
game.
No, it's my game. You're but the players.
Without us, you don't have a game.
I do. I play by myself. Most fun you can have. Anyway, this is a video game quiz where I have 2 questions, and 2 questions are sent in from our high-end Patreons, Michael Towns from Game Boy Games and Dylan the Villain. They have sent me questions. I have questions. I'm going to ask these questions with 4 multiple-choice answers. If you think you know the answer, Floppy or Anto, be sure to yell out your name, and I will come to you and say, I will come for you at night time. I'll raise you from your sleep
I'll kiss you in 4 places.
as I go running down your street.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Can't believe people play that at weddings.
No, we'll throw. No. Anyway, multiple choice. You know how it works. You've failed multiple of them in your uni years, everyone.
I've failed multiple of them in this game.
No, that's not true. You're winning. Let's have a
Actually,
look.
no, that was the other one.
Yeah. Let's do a quick recap of the scores. The old scorer-roonies. Ben S. Toy Power Podcast is on. Trent from Toy.
Ben is on
Whoa! What was that?
track. You heard it here first, everybody.
Wow. Ben S. from the Toy Power Podcast is on 1. Trent from the Toy Power Podcast is on 2. Braden is on 5. Mr. A Game's on 7. Jazz is on 7. Anto's on 26. And Floppy's on 30. So, Anto, this is a chance to tie it all up for you if you get all these correct.
So basically, if I get 1, I can then just let him have the rest, and I'm still
Yeah,
ahead.
then you're still in the lead. And we are getting ever closer to the end of the year. I've got to work out what we're going to do for the final one.
I still got the trophy at home.
Oh, you do, that's
See,
right.
I think for the end of the year, we should just go back to the music one. But,
Yeah, that's not happening. So, first question comes from Michael Towns from Game Boy Games.
Games.
And Michael Towns asks,
if you make it sports questions at the end of the year, I'm just going to walk out of the show mid-production.
He'll press buttons too, so we can't do anything.
so I got Jazz. She can press buttons. Press my buttons. Which 80s sitcom star or stars sued Acclaim back in 2004 due to unpaid royalties?
Unpaid road.
Yep. Was it A, the entire cast of The Golden Girls? Was it B, Kelsey Grammer from Cheers? Was it C, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen from Full House?
Anto.
Or was it D, Gary Coleman
He's
from
got it.
Postal 2,
Anto's got it.
as well as Different Strokes? Anto.
See Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Correct!
I knew that one too.
Did you?
Man, I love Full House.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Why?
Because I was a kid and it was entertaining.
Okay.
What is the deal?
Mr. Woodchuck. Do you like wood? Jesus, that was a pull. Far out. Where did that come from? Deep down in the recesses of my brain. Holy crap.
What should we put a rail over my head?
Oh, Winkle, that trick never works.
Among Us was originally called A, Fortnite 2. B, Space Mafia. C, Amongst Them. Or D,
Floppy.
Starship Down. Floppy.
I've forgotten what it was, but the second one.
Space Mafia?
Yes.
Correct.
I didn't know what the first word was. Knew it said mafia.
All right. Question number 3. Is this Dylan the Villain? Yes, this is from Dylan the Villain.
All right, Dylan.
Dylan. So, for those of you playing at home, each and every week we play this game, Dylan the Villain has tried so hard to stump these two, and I don't think he has yet. I think either one of you...
Surely he has won.
I
at
think
least.
each time, either you or Anto or one of our guests who are on have always guessed it. I think you've guessed them by fluke most of all.
Oh, guaranteed.
So Dylan the Villain's on a mission to try and stump these two.
I love it. Bring it on.
Can he do it this time with this question?
Okay, no, I'm instituting a rule. You cannot pick specifically Australian trivia because that's absolutely not fair.
Or British, for that matter.
You could
Or
instigate
British.
that rule if you weren't in charge. But I am, and I say go for it, chaps.
I like that you
How
punctuated
is it
that
a
with
game
chaps.
if it's not fair?
It's a game because I'm entertained. That's all that matters.
You're missing the point of who's meant to be entertained
Exactly.
by this game.
This is all for me.
It's just for Ben. Everyone else is just a spectator.
Just like the real world. You're all NPCs in my sim.
Ooh,
All right,
careful.
hit us up. Dylan the Villain's question.
Dylan
Come
the
on,
Villain's question. While there were numerous unlicensed titles on the NES, there was only one for the Super Nintendo called Super Noah's Ark
Anto.
3D.
I know it already.
I knew you were going to know it. It's a game that I want. Which was built using the engine for which popular title?
Anto, Wolfenstein.
Correct.
No way!
Yeah, have you seen it?
No, I've never
Anto,
heard
can you
of
just
it.
quick...
Yeah,
quick-
I'll find some Super Noah's Ark footage. Hang
I'm
on.
so excited.
Uh,
Dylan, I would not be... Dylan in the chat, I would not be upset that you haven't stumped us. I think you should be more proud that you continually find things that we're amazed by.
or that you're actually interested in.
Yeah,
Because it means Dylan pays attention to the show.
he does.
But yeah, that is a game I've been after. So Super Noah's
Wow.
Ark 3D was just a reskinned Wolfenstein. You know, the game where you play a guy shooting Nazis in the corridors? Yeah, this one, you're going around collecting animals and putting them back in their dorm before the
I've
flood
never
comes.
heard of this.
Can you skip forward a little bit so we can see some gameplay there,
It
please?
goes straight into it, I think. hang
Oh,
on.
this is so weird. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you for coming up with these weird and wonderful questions. That just...
So this is a game I'm
Oh
after.
my gosh, it's Wolfenstein.
It really is.
I can hear the noise of the doors closing.
So you just pick up the animals, you
My-
put them...
My only advice to Dylan, this is for you. If you're coming up with questions, try to base them on something that the angry video game nerd has never covered.
Yep. Anyway, that's a game that I want.
That is brilliant. I
And
love that.
I
I
want
love
this.
that exists.
Yeah, this was made by a company called Wisdom Tree, who were famous for putting out bootleg religious games on the NES.
And Michael Towns in the chat has said, pretty sure this has created the Wolfenstein/Doom engine for the SNES too. There you go.
Ah,
What?
Didn't know that.
That's insane.
All right, last question. We ready?
Yep.
yes.
Okay. Just recap the scores quickly. Who got that one? Anto?
Yeah.
Anto got that one.
So that's 28. So Floppy, 31. Anto, 28. Catching up. What is Shigeru Miyamoto's favorite Mario game? Wait until I've read them all out. Was it A, Mario Brothers? B, Super Mario Brothers? C, Super Mario World? Or D, Mario Andretti Racing?
Floppy.
Floppy?
Super Mario World.
I'm sorry, Floppy, but that's absolutely correct! Did you know that?
I did. I saw it in a documentary.
Oh, there you go. So at the end of that
Or
round
someone told me. One of the two.
of quiz on your face, you're all ready for quiz. Quiz time. Merry Quizmas. That's what the Christmas special's called.
Merry Quizmas.
Merry Quizmas.
Oh,
Amazing.
that is brilliant.
There we go. We've got all those other jerks, and Anto on 28 and Floppy on 32.
Jingle my quiz.
So the score difference is the same as it was when we began.
Correct. So you're anything but consistent.
I'm incredibly consistent.
But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast, where we bring you the past, present, and future of video games, news, reviews, discussions, and all the other good stuff you like to cram in your face, specifically your ears. But if you like cramming other stuff in your face, like cream pies.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, wait, whoa! No, I actually meant I was in my head. You know when someone gets not a cream pie, but
Stop saying that.
a pie with cream that you eat.
God.
The cream that you put in your mouth.
Stop talking. Oh, we're going to get turned off.
Is that the opposite
turned
of cream pies?
Oh my gosh, that's so bad.
This isn't all we do. Floppy,
Yes, mate.
what do you do?
Oh, nothing now. I've just been cancelled everywhere.
Oh, pish posh, you've all had a cream pie. Floppy,
Yep.
what's up?
I can't stop looking at Townsy's comments in the chat. I have an Instagram page which I haven't added to since our last show, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Because I meant to add this, and I'm going to be adding something that I am going to be unboxing shortly.
Oh, where are you
He
going to be
did add
unboxing?
these a few days ago, to be
Don't
fair.
know more.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
He did add these a few days ago.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
did I? I did that. There you go. I have added. There was some pickups that I had during the week. But yeah, if you go head over to Instagram to Floppy Plays Games, you can see photos of things that I've picked up or seen or am playing. There's a video of me with a life-size Horizon animal. I can't remember. Claw Strider, as it's trying to eat my head.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. But yeah, recently I picked up some cool games. I picked up The Punisher
Good game.
on Xbox, Grand Theft
hilarious.
Auto 3, Jack and Daxter, and Need for Speed Underground.
That's Ridge
Well,
Racer
Unbound, sorry.
Unbounded.
Pardon?
It's Ridge Racer Unbounded.
Ridge Racer Unbounded. I'm all about the new Need for Speed game that's coming.
Same. It looks so
It
good.
looks amazing, and I can't wait for it. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Anto,
Hello.
where do you post things?
I am also on Instagram. My personal one hasn't gotten any use in a very, very long time
It's because you're too busy on your other one.
because I'm too busy on my other one, which also hasn't gotten any attention recently because I've been too busy doing other things.
Okay.
But you can find me over at Final Fantosi, or Final_Fantosi, because I'm not going to use Ben's excuse. It's fine. Yeah, this is just where I'm going to be putting up my favorite collection pieces from my Final Fantasy collection because it's my thing. It will, on occasion, have other photos of other video games and stuff on it. I'm going to sort of branch out a little bit just because, why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, I spend most of my time on Instagram doing this when I can be bothered. If you want to
impressive
go to my
photos.
personal account, you can.
Not this time, you can't.
There's not much in there other than silly things like, Pez dispensers.
Is that a PlayStation controller?
That's my anniversary DualShock 4.
I thought it was a cake that was made to look like a PlayStation
No.
controller.
This is I found this at not yours.
You found
What's
this
it
at a
called?
store.
I found this. No, I didn't find it in a store. I found it completely. You know what? Never mind. I found it, and it was like super cheap.
Side of the road.
Yeah.
Someone's house, and he stole it.
It was somewhere, and I got coffee at Game Boy Dad's coffee shop, Giro Espresso. This was like a while ago, like
Very nice.
a long while ago.
It's nice coffee.
But
Nice coffee at
very
Game Boy
good
Dad's
coffee.
coffee shop.
good stuff. But
Awesome
yeah.
coffee, actually.
Gyro.
In fact, it's
espresso?
probably the Gyro. Probably the best coffee you could
Sorry.
probably get, I think.
I wonder why you're saying
Where could you get that coffee? I don't know. But you should all head on to... you should go ask Game Boy Dad, whatever his name is.
Game Boy Dad.
Go down to Giro in Mawson Lakes if you're in Adelaide. Say that Ben sent you, and he'll say, "Get the hell out of my store. That man owes me $50."
Do you?
No,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I probably
I was
would.
gonna say. But yeah, that's me. I don't do much. I'm just on Instagram sometimes. But yeah.
Sweet.
How about you, Ben?
I got some Instagrams as well. Firstly, I've got Mr. Benjamin. It's Mr. Benjamin over at Instagrams everywhere. That's where I post all my collection pickups and all that sort of fun stuff. If we can bring it up, Anto, I've got a little story about one of my little pickups that I was not impressed with. So every now and then I go on eBay and just look for bargains. And someone had up a hard case of a Nintendo 64 carry case for games and a controller.
I saw this.
And they had it for $40, and they all nearest offer, and I was a smart ass and went, yeah, right, $20. And they went, yep, sure. Okay, cool. I'll grab that. So I paid for it. They sent it. It arrived, and when it arrived, there was sounds, much like that. Yeah, so they wrapped it in one layer of bubble wrap and then put it in a plastic bag and sent it to me. And the result is a nice crack right on the freaking hinge because they were idiots.
It's not even a crack. It's a completely missing piece.
Yeah, well, the piece was inside. So
It's broken off.
I sent them a message just going, what the hell's your problem? Like, literally just saying, you didn't wrap this properly.
But you didn't wrap it.
No,
It's
like...
in a box.
And this, Australia Post usually so good. And I said, well, I think,
Must be his first time using Australia Post.
you need to, shoot me some refund for this. I didn't expect all of it. I said, I'll just give you all your money back. So they did, to their credit, but still, don't wrap rare pieces in the first place. Rubbish.
nothing.
Yeah. So I wasn't too happy about that, but I basically got it for
Cool
free.
box, though.
It's a great box. I mean, the front isn't that damaged, and I think I can glue up the little
I got stuff for you.
hole.
If you can glue that with.
Yeah, but man, I was bummed.
I mean, you might, and I'm not an expert on this, but like you may be able to resin cast bits to fit that, or like
I've got that main bit that was still in there. The little bit just to the left of it, though, is gone.
We can fix that.
Yeah. I'll talk to you after. We can look at doing something like that. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think I've got anything else majorly from last episode. But I do have one more piece of fantastic bad game art over on Bad Game Arts. It's Bad Game Arts with an S because Bad Game Art was taken. That's right, it's trademarked to me. So did we do Bubble last time?
I don't think so.
we did do bubble.
We did do Bubble last time? Let's just
Oh,
recap.
no, we did, yeah, because it looked like a...
There we are. Spot the penis, everyone.
Yep.
Head on over to Bad Game Arts and have a look at the picture. It's like, where's Wally? But where's the blue penis? You'll be able to find it there somewhere. It's on that thing.
I see another one.
You see another penis?
Yeah, there's two.
There's two penises.
See the blue creature?
Yeah.
His right-hand side of his cheek looks like the dude's...
No, he's giving him the fish hook. You know what the fish hook is?
No, but the other side, the right-hand side of his right-hand side, our left.
Yep.
The guy's knee looks like he's...
No, that's his knee. Come on,
Looks like
Floppy.
a knob.
No, you're crazy. You're seeing things that aren't there. Anyway, the blue thing's penis is hanging out. And I did add one more piece of art this week. It's fantastic. It's for Dino Dudes.
Is he sitting on the wheel while he's pedaling?
Yeah, man. That's why he's all red in the face.
Wow.
But what I like is that T-Rex is happy as shit. Look at him. He's having the best
He
time.
knows that dude's butt crack
He's
is
looking
getting
at him.
sanded.
Just going, what the hell's this guy? I can't wait to eat him. It's going to be a great time.
I like that Townsy in the chat has said, lol, it's you three.
Which one? Yeah, well, I'm the dino.
Sure.
Anto's in front on the wheel.
Why am I in front of the wheel?
Because you're the...
No, I would have thought we were the three people that are on the
No,
cover.
you're the mammoth because you've got big tusks.
Do I?
You do. You've got the biggest tusks in the world. You're Tusky McGee.
Were you about to say testy?
I was going to say tusticles. Your big old tusticles are just flopping around everywhere. That's how you got your name. Tusticles Floppy.
Wow.
And I'm the cool T-Rex. He just needs some sunglasses, probably a Hawaiian shirt, and he'd be ready to go.
See, I would have gone with us being like Ben being the ginger dude, Floppy being the guy underneath, and me being the idiot over here about to throw something at
No,
someone.
I'm clearly the dinosaur. Clearly. I got big old sharp teeth, and he's just a happy guy. Out of all of us here, I'm easily the happiest guy.
Yeah.
But until next time, we bring you tidings and salutations. What's the goodbye one? I don't know.
I think it goes like this.
What the hell was that?
That was my winning dance move.
That was your testicles.
Gets him every time.
I think tidings and salutations are the same thing. It's both like I bring you tidings of joy or
I don't care.
salutations.
I don't care. I'm just rambling.